Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Right now I'm on my way back from the Springfield area, Springfield, Missouri, and I spent the day, well, last night and the day with Vincent Vanelli. He's the one that's in charge of the USAPrepares.com. He does the radio show. And I'm on his show every so often. I get on his show. I could be on even more if I wanted, but you know, now I'm kind of trying to find myself here a lot. So I haven't been spending as much time with him and on the show as I normally would. But him and I had a good discussion, and we were talking about what people that are preparing. And you know, we always catch slack. People always say, well, what do you think's going to happen, and all this kind of stuff, you know. And I tell people that, you know, people say, well, Mike, when do you think things are going to turn off bad? And I tell them there's one thing I always come back with, and that is, this is 2013. I left the United States 10 years ago. I got a belly full of all the regulations and all the craziness that's going on, so much corruption, and it's just way out of hand. That's why I left. That was 10 years ago. So when people say, well, when do you think it's going to happen? It already happened. And so Vincent and I are talking about this, and he says, well, he asked me the same thing, and I told him. But I told him, I said, it's going to be different with every person. How much of this BS are you going to put up with? I don't know. Like I say, everybody's got their different line. How much crap you're going to take, they got a different line. Most people are in so much debt, or they depend on the government so much, they don't even like to think about everything turning off bad. That's why, even as bad as it is now, they're just like this. They don't want to see it. They don't want to recognize the fact that everything is so bad. And then the next thing is, it's so bad and so overwhelming, people think, well, it's just so bad, there's nothing I can do about it. So this is the thing why, and so he's asking me, he says, well, how can you live with yourself knowing that everybody is like that? And he mentioned 3%. He thinks 3% of the American people have got a belly full. He thinks 3% of the people are preparing and getting themselves ready for the no telling what. And, well, the no telling what is simple. We know there's going to be the crash of the dollar. We know that. We know that the economy has collapsed. Now, when you look at news, especially if you're one of the ones that aren't really real bright, you watch TV and you think the TV is giving you information. That's just propaganda. And they don't talk about it, but there's more unemployment. There's more people out of jobs. It's worse now than it was in the Depression. But the thing is, the government is printing up more money to feed and give out food stamps and unemployment and all this stuff to take care of people, so they're not rioting. But they want everybody to get weak. That is why me and my job, the way I look at my job, is I go around and I talk to people. I try to get them to prepare, self-reliant. If you can take, I believe the United States was built on strong individuals. One individual that's strong, another one that's strong, and together they're really strong. And those individuals came together, and that's what made the United States strong. So that's what I go for. I try to get individuals to get strong. That's self-reliance. That's the first thing. The next thing is, as you're learning how to be self-reliant, the best way to do it is to work with other people. That's why I push the three-man militia. In other words, get two more people that enjoy doing anything that you want to do. Communications, cooking, gardening, it doesn't make any difference. But you get 2 other people and you start studying this, you get good at it, you learn stuff. Chemicals, radiation, it doesn't make any difference. First aid, it doesn't make any difference. Because as you learn stuff, that you become more self-reliant. And as you do, you will learn of other people that are self-reliant. And then together, you come together, that makes you strong. Okay, so I'm pushing the 3-man militia, and the other thing I push is non-compliance, and that you'll see that in a lot of my videos. You know, roadblocks, how to get through roadblocks. What I do when I go through the airport, through airport security, people tend to get used to be victimized. They get used to giving up their rights, and that's what I do. Is I try to give people ideas on what you can do without breaking the law, but it really screws up the system where if everybody did this, then they can't do what they're doing to everybody. So that's what I do, is I try to get people involved like that. But like I say, Vincent was talking about that 3% that's in there. And out of that 3% of all the American people, that 3% that's preparing and trying to better their lives and get stronger, out of that 3%, how much would really do anything at all? Now I told them, well, I'm a veteran, a combat veteran from Vietnam, and one thing that I know is, yes, at the time we thought we were going for fighting for the country, but when during the combat, you're just lucky to survive. So, you know, it's hard for me to pat myself on the back and say, hey, great, you know, I mean, I'm a patriot from way back and all that, because my combat really was based on staying alive, and that's really what it was. And the longer and the more I can stay alive, the more damage I've done to the enemy. So that's basically what that is. Now, once you get in combat, your attitude towards life changes a lot. If you've seen the stuff that I've seen, you sure don't take freedom for granted. And that's why a lot of veterans stand up when it comes to freedom. So you're talking about who would really do something? I would say the combat veterans. And that's why they try to make these combat veterans look like nuts, and they don't want them to have guns and stuff like that. But, you know, that's not the case. And so I don't know how many of that 3% would really have the gumption to stand up and stand up for freedom. I don't know. I really don't. But I'll tell you, I think there's more than what people would think of that 3%. And a matter of fact, I even wonder, when I started doing this self-reliance stuff and all this back in the 80s, that's when I figured, 1980s, that's when I realized that things were bad. Now I'll tell you, I think there is more than 3%. Now I'm talking about of all degrees of preparedness. I would say there's probably about 3%. But it doesn't make any difference how little there is. If you have a plan, you get prepared, you can take care of yourself, it's going to make it easier for you to live through life. I'm a good example of that. Like I say, even all the bad things that have happened to me, I've been prepared, I've had a plan, and that's why I've been able to come through all the bad things that have happened to me. But like I say, I really do push the idea of 3-man militia, self-reliance, and non-compliance. That's a big thing, and even if, don't take, all of our peers want to ridicule us and make fun of us. Don't worry about that. I mean, it doesn't make any difference. Those are the same ones that are watching, you know, all the sports games, and, you know, they don't have time to learn anything. They're so damn busy entertaining themselves and trying to make a living. You know, you can tell the ones that are trying to better themselves, and those are the ones. They're just like me and a lot of you all that watch my videos. So what I'm saying is just hang in there. Doesn't matter what everybody says, friends, family, and all that stuff. Doesn't make any difference. We know what we're doing, and I've always said I've never learned anything from anybody that agrees with me. So if you want to disagree with me, you can disagree with me. All you have to do is remember, I'm going to ask you questions. And if you can't answer those questions, well, I'm not going to learn anything from you, because I learn from asking questions. I don't learn from you ridiculing me. So stand tall, prepare, and remember, we are the ones that are holding this nation together. And we will be the last ones standing. Thank you.